What's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. It's your two favorite co-hosts, Keith and Sherrod. What's going on, man?
Oh, nothing much. I'm on a bit of a high, Sherrod. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been doing our thing on Twitter. Well, mainly you. You've been really hitting the ground running on Twitter. Because you have more time to be on there than I do with schedule wise. And
Heck, I don't.
we over 600 followers now.
I know, man. Shout out to everybody that's checking us out, that's pushing our material, listening to our content, subscribing. We wouldn't be able to do this without you. And in less than a month, we're on iTunes. Stay tuned for that. We'll be plugging that frequently. We're big on YouTube right this second, at least for how long we've been in the game. I'm excited, man. I mean, every
Yeah.
week we can't top what we've done, and we tend to get better, and
Yeah.
it's awesome. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
I'm gonna make a bold prediction. Damn it. I'm gonna make a bold prediction. Right now, we're in mid-February. I say by WrestleMania we're gonna be at 1,000 followers. I'm calling it.
That's pretty bold.
Oh
That
yeah,
is pretty bold.
yeah. Because this show right here is gonna be damn good.
Oh, like all of them are known to be. So, I mean, we got a lot to cover, man. Let's jump in. Hell, let's get started. I'm excited. The first thing I want to talk about, obviously, we're gonna be doing Elimination Chamber. It's a few days away. But prior to that, a lot's been going on this week, and I kind of want to touch on that first. And I think the biggest thing for me so far is I don't know how much you kept up with it, and like you said, you're not really on Twitter a lot. I'm most of the time the tweeter or whatever the case may be. But have you been keeping up with the Lana and Rusev thing or whatnot, and what's been going on with that?
A little bit. I saw that uh, s- uh, a site tried to kind of reach for something, try to make it like Rusev was making fun of Jimmy Uso getting arrested, which wasn't the case at all. WWE actually tweeted out a photo of Naomi with his brother Jimmy, and they thought, I mean his brother Jay, and they thought it was Jimmy Uso. So they mixed the twins up, and Rusev just made a Twitter post, just kind of being sarcastic with it. But other than that, yeah, I've seen some of the other stuff they've said, and I know that they've gotten in trouble a lot behind some of their antics on the
But are
web.
really antics though, man? I mean, I don't know if you saw it, but there was a whole thing about Rusev saying that the Rusev Day gimmick was a year too late, and that now nobody cares about it. And I know
Nobody
that's
cared about it when it first started. That shit wasn't supposed to get over. It was really just a response to the New Day because he was in a beef with the New Day. And he's
right.
just sitting in a backstage segment, and people were drunk enough to catch on to it.
But not just that. I know as of recently, Lana was responding to like a Ruby Riot tweet, and she made the comment that Ronda Rousey is overrated, and she said that she hasn't changed anything in the WWE because people said, "Hey, she's been a draw in UFC. You can't say she hasn't done anything." And she's like, "Well, in the WWE, she hasn't done anything." And I find it ironic because this is supposedly, from what I was reading, right around the same time period that they've taken them off of Total Divas. They were a staple on
Yeah,
that. Wow.
Lana and who else? Somebody else just got
AJ
kicked.
off now. Um, if
Yeah,
I'm mistaken, yeah, they I think they've taken. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on this. I could have swore I heard the Bellas may not be on there also.
no, they're not
But
because they have their
yeah,
own show.
yeah, so I mean, but yeah, I think that I don't know if that was around the same time that she found out she wasn't on the show anymore, her and Rusev or not. But I got to think something's going on here. And my theory is I can't see WWE allowing them to be so openly spoken right now. I don't know if it's a lot of, them being pissed that they're not being pushed, if it's the show. Um, I mean, because she made comments after Royal Rumble. Hey, you guys should be thanking me because Becky wouldn't have been in the Rumble if I wouldn't have gotten hurt. Which I thought, okay, maybe she's playing up the character a
Yeah,
little.
it's like a work. Sounds
Right.
like.
But then is all the rest of this stuff work too, or is this them actually venting their frustrations?
I think it's them venting their frustrations about how they've been used. Well, and then I mean, in all fairness, Lana saying that Ronda Rousey didn't do anything for the women's division is actually pretty funny to me because Lana hasn't done really anything. I mean, they gave her opportunity. They gave her a push when she first was starting singles wrestling, and she kind of blew that because she couldn't really have a good match. She was botching some
But
moves,
I don't
not good
even.
on the mic.
She doesn't even have her own gimmick. I don't have this husband and wife thing. You see it with Johnny Gargano too, where okay, so there's Rusev Day, and then she has Lana Day, and then with Johnny Gargano, he's Johnny Wrestling. With his wife, she's Candice Wrestling. I feel like y'all should be separate entities. Is that fair?
Well, see, they tried that with Lana, but she just couldn't cut it. And they put her back with Rusev.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, because Maurice and the Miz are married, but I still think that
Yeah, they
Maurice
work.
probably, yeah, it's a little bit different. But I'm just curious to see. WWE doesn't allow this kind of thing. I feel like to happen and nothing happens from it. So I'm interested to see if she keeps this up. If he keeps this up, I know if I'm him, I'm pretty pissed. I'm in a tag team, especially when I shouldn't be. You know,
Yeah,
Yeah, so you got to ask yourself: is there something else going on here, or is it just all a work? But I thought that's been pretty interesting. Pretty interesting.
yeah. I don't see what they could do with him. I don't see what they can do with Rusev too much. I mean, it's really they're gonna have to have another superstar shakeup, because it's stale now. Like everybody went against everybody, everybody beating everybody, everybody's tapped out to somebody. It's just like you need some new people, need some call ups, you need some roster changes and all that shit, man. This shit is stale. Rusev can
So
get over with the right program. He
I
is over actually, but it
agree.
just needs the right program.
So let me ask you this, and we'll move on. Do you think they're being penalized? That's why they took them off the show.
Oh, yeah, for Lana being off Total Divas, yeah. I mean, I've seen some episodes where they on Total Divas and they get on my fucking nerves. No, Lana is fucking annoying. I don't know how, and Rusev is annoying. Like Lana, no, like look seriously. And then it was so dumb because they made her keep doing that damn Russian accent. But on Total Divas, she was talking normal. Like
Didn't
she,
get in trouble for them releasing some kind of like photos or something
it
coming up.
was a, it was a video that she was just walking and she kind of like lifted up her dress or accidentally lifted up her dress or something, but she still posted the video on social media and they kind of reprimanded her for that, which was stupid, which is probably why they're doing all this shit to kind of poke fun
Right, right, right.
at the WWE social media beast.
Yeah, well, either way, I'm just curious. It was on my mind. I know we talked about it a couple times this week. I was
Yep.
like, well, let's see what you think. After everything that came out.
Yeah.
But that I mean, that's that with that. We're off of it.
Yeah, I
What
know
what
what's on
the
my mind. I know what's on my mind. I realized that you were one of the lucky few to have a pre-sale code to Double or Nothing. How did that go for you?
you trying to piss me off? That's what's happening here. I went off last week. I'm trying to be professional. You're trying to piss me off, but I'm gonna hold it. It's been a pretty good day for me. Um, well, quite frankly, it was a disaster. And apparently, I wasn't the only person pissed off. I was pissed because of all the wrestling pay per views or programs or events that I've ever wanted to attend. And I've wanted to attend quite a few. Remember, I talked to you around Christmas time about us trying to go to WrestleMania this year.
Yeah.
And I was excited about that. But like I really wanted to do this. And I got in line that day because remember I text you, I'm at work. I'm supposed to be working, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take a lunch break. And I sat there and I waited and waited and waited in line. and I set everything up, and I'm like, man, I might get a chance to get tickets to this, you know. And I get to the portal, and lo and behold, I run into all kinds of snags. Um, I don't know who else knew. I don't know if it was trial by fire, but I got in line and stuff like 3 or 4 times because I wasn't aware that the goddamn pre-sale code was the password to get the tickets. So probably shame on me for being a dumbass, but at the same time, shame on y'all for not telling me. God damn it, I wanted to go. But I mean, my personal issues aside, I was like, okay, I missed today. They sold out in 26 minutes. When I finally figured it out, there were no seats available. I finally did figure it out, but I think I was one of the people that figured it out in the 27th minute. But there was nothing available. So I was like, God damn. So I waited till Wednesday, and I got in line again that morning. And when they got to me, there was no seats available at all. And I just didn't get a chance to go. So I'm still depressed. I hate that you brought that up, but I mean, from a wrestling fan perspective, there were a lot of pissed off people about this process.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
it was a
I
whole
thought I
hashtag.
and I'm gonna talk about myself. I thought I was the only dumbass that didn't know what was going on or had problems, but a lot of people had some of the issues I had. You've seen a lot of stories and people saying, "Hey," and I think the biggest thing for folks, and I'm just gonna put my 2 cents in here. The biggest thing for folks was most of the people that bought the tickets were scalpers. They weren't
Yeah.
fans. They had
That
no idea what
resell
was going on.
damn tickets for double the
Right.
price and shit.
And
Yeah.
and how you choose to make a living is your business. I don't knock anybody, but at the same time, I still feel like give other people a chance to go. I seen a post where somebody bought 4 tickets and were set for, I think they were priced at maybe $100 or something on the site. They were selling them for $400 a piece. That's
Right.
egregious. How dare you? I'm actually passionate, and it pissed me off that I couldn't fucking go. And you sit here and are gonna make 4 times as much as what you paid off of it selling them. you
Yeah.
know that's ridiculous. It's just, it's not right. And then I know a lot of people were pissed off with the vendor access that AEW used. I personally didn't like them. I felt they could have used somebody else because they weren't very specific on what was going on. Now, granted, everybody was hot for these tickets, so trying to do this the first time for anybody probably would have been a hassle. I know they had system issues the night of the announcement for the pre-sale code.
Yeah.
So,
The
they're
site
working with,
crashed that night and
right,
it crashed
exactly.
again during pre-sale.
Yeah, I had to go to the site 6 or 7 times during the whole thing to try and get a code. And so, granted, yeah, they had some hiccups. They're going to, because this is the hottest thing in wrestling right now. So, but long story short, I still plan to watch it. Gonna
Oh
find
yeah.
somebody to watch it. I'm excited about the matches and everything. I know we're gonna discuss that when it comes up. It's a few months away. But I mean, I'm excited. I think this was a big deal because they pretty much did what they did at All In for double or nothing. You know, so it's definitely not, they're not a one hit wonder, and I think they can only go up from here. I'm excited nonetheless. I'm just really pissed off about how the process went and the fact that I sat there for like an hour or whatever trying to figure this shit out, and then I didn't get in. So it's neither here nor there. I'm still excited. I think they got. I'm excited to see what they put together. They got a lot of potential, and we'll go from there. But yeah, it wasn't. I still can barely say it without crying.
What
I,
a
I
nightmare.
yeah, I really thought I was going. I think that's what hurts the most, but to be so close, and so far away.
Yeah, yeah.
But man, one other thing, and then we'll touch on Chamber. Ronda, Becky, Charlotte. Apparently,
Mm-hmm.
is gripping the wrestling community. It's a discussion. It's more than a discussion. It's an argument. People throwing hate tweets around now. All of a sudden, did you see the one that was sent to Charlotte about they wish she had died instead of her brother? you know,
Yeah, it's fucking little kids saying that shit, man. That's
yeah,
some dumb stuff.
it's crazy. I mean, yeah, this has taken on a life of its own, and we talked about it on the last episode. I'd be so glad when this shit is over. Not because I hate the feud, because I'm enjoying how much attention that wrestling, particularly women's wrestling, is getting, because I think it's long overdue. But when it starts to take these types of forms, and you start to say things like that, and it's going too far. But
It's dumb. They wouldn't even say that shit to her face. Why are you gonna sit up
oh,
there? They just want to get mentioned. They want to get their shit retweeted, and they want a response
right.
to her to get some attention. That's all that shit is.
Oh,
It's
definitely.
that's dumb as fuck. Like, she the baddest motherfucker with a
Yeah,
vagina in the
yeah.
WWE. Hell's wrong with them.
I don't agree, but I think the thing that pisses me off in regards to this, and we've been talking about this, and I posted a tweet. I think that it's unfair that the reason all this is happening to Charlotte is because it's unfair that the WWE is having her take Ronda Rousey's heat, because Ronda can't be
Mm-hmm.
either she can't be a heel, or they don't want her to be a heel, because she can't promo. Like, she's terrible when it comes to promos. Like, she's trying, it's just not happening. And I think it's affecting her to be booed, so she don't know how to cut a heel promo or get heat. And that's probably why they finally decided to just go ahead and add Charlotte. I
Yeah.
think they're using Charlotte as protection. And if you're a real wrestling fan, you understand that this can only add to the feud. It's not that they're trying to insert Charlotte into Becky and Ronda's match. It's that they have to, because who was going to get heat? Becky Lynch can't be the heel because everybody likes her. Ronda Rousey don't know how. So Charlotte has had to come in, and she's pretty much falling into the role well. I mean, she's doing it right now.
I kind of halfway agree with you. And on my end, I feel like I've said it before. The plan was always for Charlotte and Ronda to do their thing in Mania. It didn't become a main event status match until Becky got involved. Until Becky got all this, until she got white hot. And I agree with you. In order for it to completely be a successful main event, Charlotte would have to be involved in the aspect because, like you said, Ronda can't cut a heel promo.
Well,
She doesn't know how to be heel.
when they were booing her that Monday night,
Oh, she was rattled.
she
She was
didn't know.
rattled.
If it wasn't for Bayley, that probably could have been the end of the whole goddamn thing.
Well, see, that's when I knew that everything was off track when Bayley music hit, because you remember Ronda started twirling the microphone. She didn't have nothing to say, so they hurry up and sent Bayley out there.
Yeah,
Bayley had to rush through her lines to get to the match.
I don't think that. I don't know if it's that WWE's management don't want her to be booed, or if she doesn't want to be booed. But I don't know if you remember us talking about this one day this week. But I told you, it seems like it's bothering her because she's starting to cut what seems like shoot promos, even on social media. Hey, there was one particular tweet, I can't remember the exact wording, but it's like, oh, you're cheering Becky for doing. She basically said in so many words, hey, this isn't for real. If it was for real, I've done this for real, et cetera, et cetera. She's kind of like, she don't know what to do. And I think they looked at this and was like, okay, we don't want to bury her, or her bury herself, I should say. And we don't want people to look at her and be like, gosh, she's awful. So we need to find a way to get something else going and make this something. And I think that's when they turned to Charlotte. But in the process of them doing that, they've caused all kinds of heat that nobody was talking about Charlotte in this demeanor or tone before this whole thing. You can say she was overhyped, overpushed, whatever the fuck, but nobody was saying these things about her. But now
they put her in a bad position with that.
Yeah, they have.
Just the way they went about it too. Yeah, they kind of screwed her over with the way they handled it.
Now, one thing I think they have gotten right is the suspension of Becky Lynch. If they do this right and keep her off TV for a little while, it may be perfect, you know, because when she comes back on, and I'm sure they're going to work her back into this. They can't be that stupid, can they?
No, I mean, hey, you'll be surprised. You will really be surprised.
I'm
Certain
afraid
things to do.
that I'm so scared that they are going to be that stupid, and she won't come back until. And it wouldn't surprise me, but would you really tempt the fan base this way? Is my question. That's the thing. I don't
They
know.
want the shock value. They always go for the shock value.
Yeah, but I'd be
They
very careful with this. I
they like
just
to stay ahead of the blogs and stuff. They like to shake up the world.
Right,
And-
right. So I mean, I think the suspension is smart right now from a creative standpoint. It gives Charlotte a chance to build a lot of disdain and everything for her. It gives Ronda a chance to kind of get back some of that momentum and everything else that she kind of has lost from going head to head with Becky for the last couple weeks since Rumble. I mean, and then at the same time, it puts Becky in a position to she's going to get more over than she already is. I don't know if that's possible, but it does wonders for her because absence makes the heart grow fonder.
right,
So I'm just really pissed off that, like you said, they've put Charlotte, basically, they've asked her to take the fall. That's what it feels like to me. Hey, we need you to do us a favor.
right, exactly.
So, yeah,
Yeah, it seemed like that. It really does. I mean, really and truly, in the match, you already know how this is gonna go. It's mainly gonna be a fight between
Charlotte,
Charlotte and Becky.
yep.
Ronda
And
Rousey's gonna be selling most of the time.
she won't be pinned, and that's the thing that bothers me is why won't they fucking pin her? Is there something else that you have planned later that we need to know about? I feel like they think that it would make her look weak if she tapped to Becky. It has to be that.
Hmm. The only question is who goes over. I don't believe Ronda going over. It's gonna be between Charlotte and Becky.
I'm pretty sure Becky goes over. It's almost 99% a guarantee. She has to. I think at the end of all of this, she is Raw Women's Champion. But let me ask you this, okay? What if she doesn't?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly what I'm thinking. What if she doesn't and they give it to Charlotte? That means they're gonna drag that shit on for months.
Yeah, yeah. Or if it goes back to Ronda, how does that work out? And this is the thing with them. You never know, and it's like the more you want something, they take it from you. So you gotta ask these types of questions.
Yeah.
I'm very curious on what what the hell are they finna do with this?
I feel like Ronda does lose it because for one, who else do you have? Sasha and Bailey going to be locked up in a tag team. Ember Moon is out. You definitely don't want to put it on Nia Jax. Fuck that shit. It's like what the only thing you can do is to have a long program between those three
I
where it
mean,
kind of
you,
alternates.
you with the shakeup coming up after, you could have some potential contenders, and Alexa Bliss is still out there. She ain't had it in a long time.
I forgot
Um,
about her. Yep.
yeah, that's an interesting point. I don't know. I got to see more of this to see how it's gonna play out. I think they finally did a good thing by doing the 60-day suspension, but it has to stay a suspension.
Hmm.
B, here's the thing that bothers me, and this is what I'm gonna ask you. Do you think it's fair that Charlotte, I'm sorry, Ronda, who has not been in the WWE but maybe a full calendar year, is getting the kind of protection and treatment that someone like Becky or Charlotte should get because they haven't been there that long? I mean, because she hasn't been there that long. They've been there longer.
Well, at the same time, Ronda Rousey came there as a Hall of Famer in
Oh, yeah.
another sport. So she came with a lot of money behind her. And with Ronda Rousey came a lot of opportunity, a lot more eyes got on them, a lot more sports pages started looking at WWE that wasn't really paying attention. ESPN started picking up a lot of traction of what they were doing with them. So Ronda brought a lot of business to him. I think Charlotte is definitely protected more than the other four horsewomen
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, yeah,
because they're
yeah.
definitely going to give her that Ric Flair type of
But
record
she's
with the
earned that.
titles. Yeah, she has. She has. I know she definitely has,
And
and they
let
know
me
that.
say let me say this again. If you didn't listen to last week's episode, I don't give a fuck. She has, okay? When you put more people over and get more people over than anybody else, and you can put on match after match, they can stick you in any slot with anybody at any
Yeah,
time. You're the
she
best.
proved that on SmackDown. She definitely
Hands
proved that on
down.
SmackDown.
If you pull your head out your ass and actually pay attention to her right now, she is still showing that she is the best because she has made a heel turn on the spot and is getting more heat than Ronda would have ever got in the spot that she's in right now. Because
Yeah,
Ronda can do the goddamn job and be a heel.
yeah, yeah. And really, she ain't really had no choice but to be a heel along with
Oh,
that too,
no,
because
yeah, no, definitely. I don't disagree. Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. But enough of that. I mean, we probably gonna discuss this 50,000 more times between now and April. So let's jump into what we actually here for, and that's Elimination Chamber. That'll take place on Sunday. So
yep, this
we'll just
Sunday
dive into it, and we'll go from there and make predictions. So the first match is supposed to be
pre-show.
pre-show, Buddy Murphy and Tozawa. Who you take?
Yeah, I take Buddy Murphy. I take Buddy Murphy. I don't see anybody really messing with him right now. I mean, that. I stand by what I said about him. He needs to be on the main roster because he's faced everybody he needs to face in 205 Live. I think the only person he hasn't really had a program with is Leo Rush, and Leo Rush is real good.
I'm gonna
Uh,
be honest with you, and I may get some heat for this. I'm sick of him. Yeah,
that
can we
means he's doing his job.
can we please get another champion? Like, is that to? It's, goddamn. I mean, I don't have a problem with his work. I think he puts on good matches, but Jesus Christ, give somebody else a chance down there. It don't even have to be Cedric Alexander. I mean,
He's
you
been there,
got
done that.
yeah, exactly. But I mean, he had a great match at the Rumble on the pre-show. First and
Yeah,
foremost, say this: whatever he's doing is working. He shouldn't be on the goddamn pre-show. All right. All
yeah.
right. Now, let me ask you a question that I had wrote down in my notes. Should he still be on 205 Live?
No, he needs to be on fucking main roster. He can hang with the best. I feel,
If Mustafa's
or at
up
least,
there, him and
yeah,
Cedric,
exactly,
yeah,
fucking exactly,
I
right on the
disagree.
head,
Yeah, I don't disagree. I
right
don't
on the
understand
head.
why he's still down there. But I think they feel like if they take him and Cedric from out of there, who the hell do they have?
But Buddy Murphy is bigger than every fucking body in the
He
goddamn
really he's
12-5
bigger.
row.
Yeah, it's really. I think he's putting on great matches with those guys, but I mean,
Eh,
yeah, he needs to be moved.
he wasn't a slacker when he was in that tag team in NXT. He wasn't a slacker at all. Like shit, dude is a legitimate wrestler. He can work his ass off.
I'm
Put him on the
pretty
main
sure.
roster.
I'm pretty sure this match is gonna be just as good as last time. He
Yeah,
doesn't do bad matches. I'm just
no.
tired of it. I want somebody else to be goddamn cruiserweight champion.
Yeah. He's outgrown that one.
Yeah, it's time. If Mustafa's been moved, the other two should be moved. That's how I feel.
Yeah, 'cause
You
they
know,
done all they could do.
rumor has it that Daniel Bryan was the one that asked for Mustafa Ali to be moved up. That because he wanted to work with him. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I've heard. But I mean, even still, if he's moved, and to me, he was the third best out of the three of them. If he's
Yeah,
moved, the other two should be moved. It's only fair.
yeah,
Yeah,
it is. It is. If he's called up, they should be able to be called up too.
definitely. So I mean, if he loses here, do you see him being moved after the Rumble? I mean, I'm sorry, after WrestleMania.
I hope so. I really hope so. Like I would really, really hope so.
But
Because he deserves it.
the odds of him losing this match are probably like none. I can't see them.
Kira Tozawa won the championship before, so
Yeah, but
I mean,
they got they just got a love fest that goes on with Buddy Murphy. I've looked at matches he's been in before and been like, there's no way he fucking wins this match, and he wins it, and it's just like, God, I didn't think he was gonna win at Rumble.
yeah, he pulled that one out. It's just he's just real talented. I like what he does down there. It's just seems like he's too good for that.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. But either way, I think that's gonna be a good match, and then I guess we move on to the ridiculousness. Baron Corbin and Braun.
Womp womp womp.
Why am I looking at this again?
I don't know. I'm so tired of this shit. It's because they don't know what the fuck they want to do with him. They don't know what the fuck they want to do with these dudes. Baron Corbin, he's just a lost cause. Dude can't cut a promo. He's not good on the mic and shit. He's just stale in the ring and shit. Just And then Braun Strowman, he definitely can't do shit on the mic. You can tell he's reading from a script. It's just he's worse than
I,
Brock Lesnar in promos. It's like what the
I'm
fuck.
tired of seeing this feud. Like, and then all of a sudden, oh, it's no DQ. Like that's gonna make it fucking better. It's not. I'm tired of seeing this. Who cares?
I
I hope that
I really don't
wins
care.
this. I hope whoever wins this, this is the end of it. It needs to be the absolute end of it. I don't want to see it again.
This shit makes my fucking balls itch. I'm so tired of these two motherfuckers just having the same type of match with the same type of outcome. It's just ridiculous.
Right. I mean, I thought we settled this already. I mean, come on. And then
Nobody
not
cares
only
about
that,
this match.
some kind of way it drags Drew McIntyre in it. So he's went from being somebody that I said was going to get a major push this year to I'm like, okay, is he accidentally being relegated to mid card status without me even realizing it? Because he's got the ride with Baron Corbin. Why the hell they have to be linked together, I do not fucking know. But I just, I'm sick of this. Can we
He's the
please?
background guy.
Yeah, see, I'm trying to decide which one of these matches on this card is going to be my bathroom time. I think this one is going to be it. I'm not interested.
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure I take a nice hefty shit. When that comes on. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure I eat all kind of junk food to prepare myself for that
Yeah,
moment.
I
You know what I'm
just,
saying? Let loose.
I wouldn't. Of all the people you could have put on this card, I'm sick of it. I'm tired. I don't want to see it anymore. I
It's
really
just
don't.
it's really pointless.
Yeah, I hope this is it. They're not even fighting over anything relevant. At one point it was at least halfway interesting because Baron Corbin was the GM and Braun Strowman was trying to compete for the Universal title and they cut that deal with him. Hey, if you can keep your hands off of him, then you get a title shot. If you help him win
Yeah,
5 or 6.
cause
That was interesting. Now you just like, why are we doing this? I thought we moved past this.
it's just fucking ridiculous. Cause to the point, it's like, okay, reality got to kick in at some point. If you really hate this motherfucker, you gonna catch him backstage and catering or something and beat the shit out of him, have a backstage brawl or something. You're not gonna wait till you're in the ring. And that's another thing. Let me just sidebar. How come every time someone has a run in the ring, they act like the rope is made of fucking fire and they can't go past the rope to step out of the ring and go whoop that person's ass that's on the ramp or something?
It's
Or if
always
they
way. I think that's just the way. Yeah.
I don't
That,
fucking like that shit. If you're gonna run away from somebody, finish the runaway. You know what I'm saying? Don't just stand there.
you get them sometimes, but not always. It
That's just
depends.
ridiculous. I need reality. But that's
Yeah,
the shit that Baron Corbin and Braun Strowman do. They just stand there and look at each other and growl and shit like they're fucking lions in the
yeah, but
goddamn Pride Lands or some bullshit.
yeah. Baron Corbin is more of the chicken shit heel, but I'm really
He
surprised.
sucks at it
That,
though.
I'm really surprised that they've done this kind of thing with Braun Strowman, considering the fact I thought that he was gonna be this monster that they eventually was gonna put the title on. I guess he's just not gonna get it.
Uh, yeah, I, I don't know, man. I really don't know.
Not fast. I really
I
do.
would be I would be pissed off if Seth Rollins wins it at Mania and then
They put
Braun
it
Strowman
on.
takes it off of.
Yeah,
I'd be
yeah,
highly pissed.
yeah. Well, because when he could have got it off of Brock and still, it'd have been a big pop at the time. You gonna take it off of Seth? Yeah, I don't disagree,
Their
but
chance to put it on Braun was around the time that Roman Reigns had it and Braun Strowman had the Money in the Bank. That was the
right.
best time to put it on him because that's when he was at his
Yeah,
hottest. Now he
yeah.
cooled all the way the fuck down.
No, I don't disagree. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to this. I pray that
Yeah.
this end of it. I don't want to see this at Fastlane,
I hope
WrestleMania.
it's a 5 minute match. I hope
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
squash.
it needs to be a squash match. I don't disagree. This is the one time I'll pray for a squash.
Yeah.
Um, After that, I don't know in what order these are going in, but I'm just calling out the matches as we
Mm-hmm.
go. Who do you got? I Braun Strowman.
It's gonna be Braun. They're gonna make Braun go
More
over.
likely, yeah. I mean, they could throw me a curveball and Baron Corbin finally gets one, but I doubt it. I
That would
doubt.
just keep the story going on, I think.
Yeah, I doubt it. Hopefully it's Braun Strowman and this is the end all be all and it's done. They should
Yeah.
just Ernie Baron Corbin out and that'll be it and we can call it a day. It's done. Um Next match I had was Balor versus Bobby Lashley and Leo Rush for the Intercontinental title. I gotta be honest. This is the first time in my mind that I've seen someone fight a handicap match to win a singles title. I just why are we doing this?
That actually reminds me of this part in the story mode for WWE 2K19 where you have a handicap match for the US title. That shit pissed me off so much. Just like this is pissing me off so fucking bad. I don't fucking get it. Because Bobby Lashley doesn't need help. Finn Balor doesn't need to be in a handicap
And
match.
Leo Rush is too good to be a third wheel in what should be
Yeah.
a pretty good match.
He should be having a cruiserweight title match. And
Right.
you should have him and Bobby Lashley with a title. That way they can talk more shit. They can be like, oh, now we really almighty because we both champions.
No, I
That's
don't agree. But it seems like they know people like Finn Balor and they
yeah.
make you pay for liking him because they just stack the odds in his favor. So I went from Royal Rumble where he looks like he's just a I want to make people believe in me, which he shouldn't have to do, by the
Yeah.
way, because he's very fucking good.
Yeah.
And he goes from that to I can win the title and like I don't get it. Why are we doing this?
They
And
treat it like they need to build him up, but he's already built up.
built up exactly. I mean, okay. I tell you what. I won't be mad if he finally wins another title. Is this the time he finally does it?
I think so. I mean, it could him winning the IC title could propel him into the Universal title, but he shouldn't have to be propelled back into the
No,
Universal title because he never
no, he
fucking
shouldn't.
lost the shit.
He never lost it exactly.
And
I,
he's a main event guy. This is the guy that started the fucking Bullet Club. He was the fucking like damn near fucking god in New Japan. Why the fuck you got him
he
like
was
he needs to
he,
prove himself
he,
over
he
here?
was top flight status in NXT too.
Yeah, he was. He was NXT. But why the fuck would you just? I don't know that. This I would be. I'm just mad he's in the match. Period, because he deserves better. Like I said on
If
Monday
you're
during
gonna build
Raw,
a damn
he
match
deserves
at least
better.
1-on-1, why the hell? I don't understand the formula behind the handicap situation. Of
Why he keep
all
putting him in
stipulations,
this David and Goliath shit though? That's my
yeah,
problem.
that's pissing me off, and I think that's a better way to put it. This David versus Goliath mentality with him has to stop. He's not some guy that's just happy to be there. He's actually a legitimate talent. He can wrestle. He very well now. Can he promo? No, but he doesn't really have to. His work
Yeah.
is so good, you know, and that's gonna bring me to my next thing. If he wins this damn thing, does this return? Can you start saying again that the IC title is a workers title? Because in the last year, and correct me if I'm wrong, Seth Rollins has had it. I
Yep.
think did Ziggler get it?
Yeah, Dolph Ziggler had it.
Okay, and then you had it on Ambrose, did you not?
Yeah, for a short time. Yeah, the Miz
Okay,
carried it for a while.
right. And then if you give it to Finn Balor, you got 4 or 5 good workers that didn't have the title in the last 12 to 15 months. You
Yeah,
know, it used to be a workers belt. It was a belt that was designed to show guys that are talented in the ring, and it was typically a stepping stone into the championship picture. Can we go back to that finally instead of it just being, you know, because at one point it had kind of fell into irrelevancy for a
yeah,
little while,
yeah.
you
I
know.
definitely
But
think it's the workers' bill because they have like some of the better matches. You remember at the last year's WrestleMania, the Intercontinental Triple Threat match. That
that
was one of the
Red
best
Match was
ones.
awesome. Yeah, it was. It was very good.
Yeah,
Uh,
Miz,
and
Balor, and Rollins.
do you keep the pattern going? I think Lashley they just had to do something with. I'm not saying that Lashley is a bad worker, but when you put him in, you can't really put him in the same breath with them other guys that we just talked about. That do you disagree?
No, no.
You know, so yeah, I mean, do
It's
do
just
do you see a return to that finally? Can you say, okay,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, you know, and that's the part that intrigues me. Like, if he wins it, then we can start saying, okay, so does it, like you said, does this mean he's kind of universal title contender picture now for real, or
definitely. He
yeah,
definitely is. They act like Finn Balor's not good enough, but I got one thing for them thinking that Finn Balor's not good enough. Finn Balor trained Becky Lynch. God damn it. He
and
fuck
and James Devlin.
yeah. He
Oh,
trained them.
Devlin is a goddamn stud.
He
I
is. He
yeah, he's
is.
very good.
I like his character work and his ring work.
Yeah, no, he can work. Now I give you he's not much of a talker, but some guys I don't really need them to say a whole lot. If they just start wrestling, I'm tuned in. You know, I don't need everybody to talk. Some people just ain't gonna be great talkers.
Yeah. Yeah, as long
So
as the ring
yeah,
presence speak. But yeah, I definitely think Finn got to, especially if Seth wins the Universal title. Hell, that's unfinished business between Finn and Seth.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think Finn Balor wins this. I don't know how this works out as far as match quality is concerned, but I think that Balor finds a way to win it. I'm going with Finn Balor. I
Yeah.
never go with Finn. I
I'll
went with
go
Finn.
with Finn Balor. I think you'll
Yeah,
see a lot of Leo Rush taking on some of the wrestling duties and
yeah, I was
Bobby
gonna say
Lashley
I
being
think
the
they
muscle.
kind of done this so that they get a match out of it. Because if not, and not saying that Bobby Lashley is Brock Lesnar, you gonna get 50,000 suplexes and a
Right.
finisher, but you know
Bobby Lashley can actually
yeah,
wrestle.
yeah, yeah. So okay. Ronda Rousey versus Ruby Riott for the Raw Women's title. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know why we're having a match because you is there's no intrigue here. You already know
No,
she's not
yeah,
gonna win. And that brings me back to what you said earlier. Like, I hate the whole dirt sheets thing and stuff. Now it ruins wrestling for me because you see all of this stuff well ahead of time, and there's no surprise. You kind of like, well, hell, yeah, we expected that. You know, I hate that. I don't want to be told what's gonna happen before it happens, but now that you already know that this isn't going anywhere. So I mean, we both can honestly say Ronda Rousey wins. But the things I had written down when it came to this match was, A, does this propel Ruby Riott into the women's championship picture?
it's one thing I would say about Ruby Riott. I don't like the fact that she's in this match, but I will not take away from her talent. She is very talented in the
She's
ring. She's been
good.
doing this for a while. She
So
been
she's good. So is
yeah.
Liv Morgan. To me, they're all pretty goddamn good.
You know what? I like Liv Morgan even more after she, you know, got a concussion from Brie Bella because I feel so bad for her. You know, getting fucked up by Bella.
Well, I mean, I'm wondering, is there a element of truth in the social media thing she's been doing this week, where she's saying that she's being overlooked, and Ronda's focused on Mania, but she's looking past her like she's nothing, and she's pissed off. I'm wondering if that's kind of like, hey, I'm really venting my frustrations, but I'm working at the same time. Like,
Yeah,
and I know
she's
Charlotte.
trying to sell her match too.
Yeah, I know Charlotte made a comment. It was like, if Ronda doesn't take her serious, then yeah, she may run into a problem. But I mean, I just, you know, does this say, okay, hey, she's good? They need more contenders on Raw anyway. So will this push her into that next tier?
Yeah, yeah. I think they will have to because she's one of the more talented ones on the roster. She had a good program with Natty. I didn't like the fact that they brought Natty father in it and
Yeah, I
shit.
didn't like and Bill
That's too
Nygaard thing. That
extreme.
kind of disrespectful.
But Ruby worked the hell out of it, and Natalia did too. They worked very well. They had a good, it was just a. I know I like Ruby Riott. I like what she does. She's great on the mic. She's great in the ring. She's definitely could be a star. They just got to put her in the right, program.
Okay, B, do you think she needs to tear the house down, even in a losing effort, to get people to say, okay, goddamn it, she's for real? She's a contender. Do you think she has to do that?
I think she has to. I think she has to. For people to take her a little more seriously, because right now they look at her as just like, oh, well, she's just a go-to heel when somebody
Right.
needs to get heat
Exactly. Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah. And, and,
But
and
yeah,
that's
she's
that's
more
that.
than that.
If she goes out there and she can like tear the house down and give Ronda up, because remember the last couple people Ronda Rousey has faced, they've made her look like, damn, she was on the cusp of losing. I know against Sasha, I actually thought for a second she was gonna lose that damn thing, you know,
Yeah,
and then but like Sasha Banks made that match was actually very good. So if she has a match along those lines, I think yeah, it makes her look serious and whatnot, and it'll propel her. That's my. I think this is more of a match. Hey, get yourself over. This is your chance to show people you're
yeah,
more than just, like you said, like a fill-in heel or whatever the case may be.
yeah.
Because we need more contending talent on Raw in the women's division. This might be her chance to show that.
It's
So
definitely gonna work out for her.
so I mean,
Ruby
okay,
has the most
so
to gain.
in that same match, I mean, is there a Becky or Charlotte run in?
Oh, that would be good.
I know. I know. Even if
That would
Becky,
be real good.
I'm gonna tell you what would be perfect. Becky comes running out the crowd. She may not do it to disarm her, but she hits her with the Beck exploder, and then it looks like Ruby Riot's gonna win off of that shit. She runs back into the crowd. Ronda Rousey kicks out, still manages to win the match. But you've seen some of Becky. She eases out the back door like she came in, and it still keeps Becky hot. It still keeps Ronda hot, and then you still got something there. Or Charlotte runs in and gets a piece of Ronda or whatnot. It doesn't cause her to lose the match, but it keeps the feud going. Does it make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Becky comes back yet because they probably want to really play off this suspension thing.
Yeah.
But she's
Yeah.
gonna have to break that suspension at some point because 60 days is past WrestleMania. So at some point she's gonna break that suspension. I just don't know how they're gonna do it or when, but I know she's gonna break that shit. So it's probably gonna be like a storyline where Triple H and Stephanie get intervene and like
Yeah.
overpower
I'm thinking
Vince or
somebody's
something.
gonna reinstate her. Something's gonna go wrong. Somebody's gonna reinstate her for whatever reason. I'm thinking that too. I know that's an old trick in the book. They did it with Stone Cold Steve Austin. They did it with The Rock. They've done it several times. But I remember WrestleMania 2000 when all the McMahons had a particular person in the match.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling like, it'd be along those lines because Vince is supporting Charlotte. Well, what if, Triple H backs Becky and says, hey, we're going to reinstate her. And then, it could be something. It could be
Yeah,
something, you know.
could be.
So, yeah, I'm just wondering if there's a run in. I feel like they don't just have a clean match.
No, I don't see a clean match
Yeah,
happening there.
Yeah,
It'll be
especially
a good match, but it's not gonna end fair. I mean, it's like straight up like that, you know.
right, right. Yeah, no, definitely. Um, the next one I got on here is Shane and Miz versus the Usos, and this was my second bathroom match, only because I think it's disrespectful that the Usos have to wrestle Shane McMahon in a tag team. Now,
Yes.
the Miz shouldn't even be in a
In a
tag.
tag team. Thank you.
He
Thank you.
shouldn't even be in the tag team, especially with Shane. I'm so tired of the McMahons and this wrestling thing. Okay, you own the company, you manage the company, you book the talent, you do all of this stuff, and instead of just being management, you want to insert yourself in matches. What's next? Shane gonna win the Universal title too?
Well, don't you say that now. Don't you put that
Well,
in the
I can't
atmosphere.
put it past. Shane McMahon has been hardcore champion. He's been European champion. He's been tag team champion. Am I missing anything? I don't.
Yeah, that's true. He
Stephanie
was. He
McMahon's
was
been women's champion.
women's champion. What kind of shit is that?
Vince McMahon's been WWF champion at one point. Remember?
Yeah.
So it's not outside the realm of possibility that that could potentially happen.
No, yeah, it's definitely a possibility.
The men should actually be competing in the elimination chamber match. He's that good.
Yes.
I don't get why he's in a tag team with Shane. But at the same time, up until recently, I was like, okay, well, they had the little run. The Usos will take the titles off of them, and they'll
Right.
carry them so they can figure something out. But that was before Jimmy Uso was arrested yesterday. So I'm wondering, do you think that because he was arrested and all of this stuff, that they put the belts on him, or do they say, well, hell no, we'll just figure something else out?
Yeah, yeah. I feel like this is just my whole spiel on this thing. I feel like they don't go over because it's gonna have to be a punishment for being arrested, and then just in the manner you were arrested, disorderly conduct and obstruction. They take that pretty seriously. And then TMZ got a hold of the story. Then there's the mugshot out there. Then it's bad because his brother got a DUI like probably a year or two ago, and
Yeah,
so it's like that's the second Uso that's getting arrested for drinking. Shit. Well, we can't put the titles on y'all. Y'all
yeah,
gotta,
and I'm
y'all gotta have repercussions.
yeah, but it's kind of a double standard because there's been people they've had before that have gotten in trouble, but
Yeah.
then again, back then WWE was not a corporate entity. They have
Yeah.
to display an image. I understand that, which is why I don't think they go over anymore.
Yeah.
They this is one of them stories you'll probably hear about much later when we're older. Hey, they were gonna put the titles on them, and then this happened. You
Yeah, they
know,
probably gonna job out to some guys after they lose to Shane
well,
and ESB
let me ask you this: if
TV.
they don't win, do they leave? Because remember, there was talks that they were talking about leaving.
I mean, if I was them, I would leave anyway because shit, I've faced all the people I could face. I've done all I could do.
Everybody, yeah.
Yeah, I've beaten everybody multiple times. Like, I mean, it's nothing really left for me to do. They like a 5 or 6 time champs, tag champs. It's like, well, shit, might as well fucking leave.
You know what? And I don't know if they'll ever hear this or not. And if anybody listens and think they can get this message to them, I'd love to see the Usos against the Bucks or the Lucha Bros in AEW. I really would. I know that's a long shot, but they're one of the best. I would say they were one of the best 5 tag teams in the world today. I'd love
That'd
to.
be great.
I'd love to see them face them because those are two more of the other 5 I have. So
Yeah,
I'd love to see them. I
I
think,
would too.
and WWE is just now starting to take tag team wrestling seriously again, but they've been good for a long, long time. They've remade themselves. They went from the face paint and stuff to what they are now. Man, and I got hype on Tuesday night for that promo they cut with Shane and the Miz. I was excited about this up until this incident, and
Yeah,
now I'm just like, well, I can't see them doing anything or allowing them to even carry the belts. They would have to explain it to their shareholders and stuff like that. Their corporation or whatnot. They're a publicly traded company. It's just not something they can do. I don't see them doing it, which really pisses me off because you're gonna make the Usos put Shane McMahon over. He's 50 years old. There's no way that that's okay. And there's no way
Right.
that the Miz should be saddled with Shane much longer than he has. I'd be pissed if I was him because you got Mustafa Ali, who I don't have anything against, and Jeff Hardy, who I think has,
Uh,
yeah, he's older. Those are two spots you could have gave to the Miz. You know,
yeah.
I don't get it. I don't like it. I mean, and him and Daniel Bryan had something going. That would have been the perfect time to start that back
Yeah,
up.
they never really fully resolved that.
Right. So
Uh,
I'm really pissed off with that. And if some kind of way, by some miracle, they do shock us and the Usos go over, do you think we finally get this Shane versus Miz thing that everybody's been talking about for WrestleMania 35?
I think that's the whole purpose of them being the tag team right now. It's building up to WrestleMania. The match is gonna suck. I feel
But
like
again, why is the Miz stuck with Shane? Like, who? What in the
why does
hell?
Shane continue to try to wrestle?
Man, I don't know. You already have. Shane gave me some great moments in my childhood. The first time he did the coast to coast, I think it was WrestleMania 17. I was like, he's a nut. Remember King of the Ring when he
Right?
kept him and Kurt Angle? That was a great spot. When he
Yeah,
jumped off the cage, that was a great spot. Shane has done so many great things in his younger days. I mean, when he was a good guy, he was awesome. When he was a bad guy, I hated him at certain
yeah.
times. I also loved him at certain times. He's done a bunch of great stuff. I don't get why he has to keep doing this. I
I don't
don't
get
get it.
either. I really don't.
When you trying to wrestle or whatnot, and then when he gets in the ring, it's not a whole lot he can do. He's still trying to hit high spots at 50.
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Like doing that damn coast to coast and shit, and doing a leap of faith. It's just ridiculous. Like one day you're not gonna get up, motherfucker.
I mean, well, last year at WrestleMania, he had just got over diverticulitis, and he still went out there.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't have nothing against Shane, but I have an issue with the McMahon study trying to wrestle. I mean, this is getting off topic, but there's talk that Becky Lynch and Stephanie gonna do a program after WrestleMania. I
I
don't
don't
want to
want
see
to
it.
see that fucking bullshit.
No, I don't want to see that shit. Like, I don't want to see it. I do not want to see it. I'm tired of the McMahon. Again, it was okay in the Attitude Era when Vince did it because he did it. He did it well. He did it in a way where he got the talent over, but he wasn't overly inserting himself into the product. You didn't
Right?
always see Vince interfering, but when you did see Vince, it was on such a big scale that it had its desired purpose. Stephanie and Shane can't do that.
No, not
Stephanie,
at all.
she's not very good at it.
No,
Now,
that's true. It,
now,
it look awkward.
now, Triple H will always have a pass because Triple H has done this for many, 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 many years, and he's
Yeah.
also very, very, very good. But even him, I don't want to see all the time. I
No,
didn't like it when he was wrestling Daniel Bryan and CM Punk.
that was a
I had
waste.
an issue. Yeah, I had an issue with that. Hell, you saw Triple H at Crown Jewel last year, your favorite pay-per-view.
Shit, that old piece of shit pay per view. That and that Super Show and the Greatest Royal Rumble can all just that was just some bull,
Yeah,
straight up bull.
but people love Triple H in the suit and tie now. Nobody
Yeah,
has a problem with him in that persona. He doesn't have to
because he
wrestle.
does great things like NXT
Right,
takeovers when he has that
right.
suit on.
So yeah, exactly. Like I'm just tired of that. So again, I'm picking Miz and Shane only because Jimmy Uso got in trouble with the
Yeah,
law this week. If it wasn't for that, I'd have been picking the Usos. I thought they were primed to get them back. I didn't know what they were going to do with them after, but hell, now I'm not so sure. So this would surprise me if they go over, but I got Shane and Miz.
same here, same here. Unfortunately,
And then, of course, towards the end of this thing, we have the women's tag titles elimination chamber match. Out of every match on this card, this is by far the one I'm super excited for. I'm so excited for this.
Yeah, then no, it's gonna be great to see these women mix it up in a damn elimination chamber because it's usually for 6 people, but now you're gonna have 12 people in there, which can be a clusterfuck. I don't know
Yeah, that's true.
how they're gonna make that work, especially if no one's eliminated. They're gonna have to eliminate somebody like probably
Pretty quick.
before. Yeah, pretty
And
quick.
then not only that, are the rules gonna be if one person from the team is eliminated, the whole team is out, or is you like does you have to eliminate each person? How's that gonna work out?
Well, usually if you pin one person, one member of the team, they're out. So it's
Okay.
like, yeah, soon as you get pinned, you're eliminated. So that might be one thing they're gonna do. They might have Mania Jax come in and suplex or Samoan drop motherfuckers.
Well, hold on before you get on that. I gotta know this first. Hold the Nia Jax thing for a second. Who you got winning? Because I said the Boston Hug connection. I've been putting it on Twitter all week. They deserve it.
It's the Boston Hug connection. They're gonna win. If they don't, it'll be uncivilized. It'll be dumb.
Yeah.
It'll be stupid.
First and foremost, there would be no women's tag team wrestling if it was not for them. They were a
Right.
team before there were any teams. And if you recall, remember when Alexa Bliss, when she couldn't wrestle, was doing the little the show, the little segment,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
she asked them, they were on, and I think they mentioned that they wanted to be the first women's tag team champions. Back then, they weren't even talking about this. So if it's only right that the belts go on them first, and you can do whatever you want after that, but you got to reward them for putting this on because this was their idea. You didn't see any other tag teams around before them. They were the first with a name, and they've stayed together for almost 2 years now.
Right. Right.
So that's who I have. I mean, who you got?
Boston Hug connection gonna win that shit. They're
Now,
gonna step out and make history.
if by some off chance they don't win it, my next pick is gonna be Fire and Desire. Personally, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville ain't got no damn business being no tag team. They both should be competing against for the women's title against whoever the champions are. But I'll pick them second. I'm good.
Yeah, that's all I can see that could win the tag titles, or that I would like to see win the tag title. Other than
I
that,
would I
nah.
would be okay with Naomi and Carmella. I
Carmella.
don't have a problem
Yeah.
with that, but they're kind of a third option. But
Yeah.
now let me segue into this because there's only two other teams left I think that I hadn't brought up. Everybody's been high on the Ilconics winning this shit. Why I don't know. Now I'm not an Ilconics fan.
Me
I think
neither.
they like really goofy and shit. I mean, I don't like it. Now, granted, yes, they're a duo. I get it, uh, but the thing that puzzles me about the whole match is why the hell would you think it's a good idea to put 12 people in one of the most dangerous matches that you have to date? And of those 12, one of them or two of them, depending on who you ask, are two of the most dangerous workers in your company. Why is Nia Jax in an elimination chamber with 11 other people? If you don't count her partner, 10. Who thought this was a good idea?
Like that's the whole that's what's been on my mind the whole time you talking about Nia Jax in this match. Fuck that bitch.
You can't say that. That's a
Nah,
little harsh.
I know that is, but I'm saying that's what people say on social media, so that's
Oh, no,
that's
they
all
they
you hear.
definitely make they
Yeah,
feel
that's
if she hurts somebody this weekend, I'm pretty sure she gonna get more of it. I don't. It's like they don't care that she's dangerous. I mean,
it.
do
It's
she have
it's
to? And I hate to say this, and I'm saying it tongue in cheek, but it's almost to the point where you gotta ask it. Does she have to kill somebody for them to take it serious?
I think they do take it seriously, but I feel like they should take precautions, if that makes sense. It's one thing to take it seriously, it's another thing to take precautions. They need to take precautions. Precautions would be stop having her do a military press on people, because that's how she really hurts them. When she
She can't,
does,
but she can't do basic moves. She almost killed somebody by punching them in the fucking face.
she almost did. She really almost did. But
I
is
yeah,
would that would you call that being overzealous or just like not giving a damn? I call it not giving a damn because her
I
fist
call
was
it I give
closed.
a fuck. I don't
Yeah,
disagree.
you have to hold your fist a certain way when you're throwing that.
You have hurt at some point in time at least
You know, it's
5 of the top 10 women on that roster. Charlotte has been hurt by her, or could have been hurt, I guess I should,
twice.
twice. Uh, Becky Lynch was hurt. That's what caused the Survivor Series main event. Alexa Bliss, was she not hurt?
Yeah,
Bailey and Sasha Banks, I believe, were hurt by her in some way, shape, or form.
I'm not sure if they were, but you know what? I don't put it past them. You got a fucking 200 something pound, 6 foot chick coming. Well, no, I think she's 300 pounds.
She about 300 pounds.
She like 300 pounds, and she does this shit where she might just you're sitting on the mat and you're sitting up, and she'll just come by and do like a front flip on your shoulder and shit.
And then the thing that really pisses me off is they use, it just burns my ass up that they use the whole incident with Becky Lynch as a persona for her. This face breaker shit pisses me off because to me you're enabling the behavior. Oh, you broke somebody's face. Okay, we'll use that as a gimmick. It's gonna get you heat. You know that. That's why I say I'm almost to the point that what does she have? Is she going to have to end someone's career before you finally say, okay, enough's enough? Me personally, I would tell her, you hurt somebody out here this weekend, you're fired. That's all there is. There's no developmental. There's no fifth or sixth chance or whatever it is. I wouldn't want to work with someone that's dangerous.
Not only are you fired, but I'm gonna do my best to kill your character and just straight up bury you before you leave.
Right, because how many injuries are too many to where you can no longer say it's an accident? You know, I
Yeah.
believe I know certain people they've done that to, and it's just like, is this not being done to her because she's the Rock's cousin, or what the deal is? But it's been too many incidents to where it's no
I
longer an
think that plays
accident.
into it.
Yeah, it's been too many incidents to where it's no longer an accident, and you gotta say, okay, enough's enough. But to stick her in this kind of match where I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some high spots and some crazy stuff going on. I mean, God forbid, man, I'm gonna be clenching the whole time that she's in there. I think the faster they get her out, the easier I can breathe. If they smart, she's one of the first people eliminated. But Jesus Christ, do you think they put the belts on her?
Hell no. Not on Tamina and Nia?
Yeah.
Fuck no. No.
Did you see that splash from Tamina on Monday night?
Dude, like that's sad. That's so sad. I'm like, yo, Tamina, you like right there at 40. I guess and then Tamina has had her problems with injuries and stuff, and I think that
Right, right.
she just can't do it like she used to, because she used to be able to do it just like her
Yeah,
dad.
yeah, yeah. That's
Now
what
it's just like a drop down. It's like, I know you just did not just use that for a splash and then you going over using it. No, no, they don't.
it,
They don't. No, no.
yeah.
It would be a bad move for them to do that. I feel.
I'd
But
prefer the Onyx over them. I'm gonna be honest
yeah,
with
if anything, they're gonna be like the last ones standing with the team that's going over. If
you. I
anything, I think they'll
don't get
make it
why
to the
you
end
do
of the
that.
match. Huh?
I don't even get why you do that. I don't get it. They should be the first team out.
That would make sense, especially if everybody can just go
Band
after them.
together and get
Anytime
them
somebody
out. Yeah,
come in, just
yeah.
yeah,
Um,
that makes sense.
but now we can both agree Boston Hug is probably gonna
Yeah,
be. Yeah, okay, okay, I'm good with that. WWE Championship match after that, I believe will probably be the last event on that card, and I got a couple questions about this one. So, of course, you know it's Daniel Bryan, it's Randy Orton, Samoa Joe, Jeff Hardy, AJ Styles, and the add-in is Kofi Kingston due to Mustafa Ali
Mustafa
not
Ali.
being.
Yeah, having a
So,
concussion.
um, who wins this thing?
Okay, I feel like Daniel Bryan keeps the title. I do. I feel like they want him to go into Mania as the champion. I feel like they're setting up for a bigger match for him in Mania. This will only help him in his quest to proving that he's the best WWE champion they've had in a long time. He's definitely one of the most exciting they've had. They haven't had a WWE champion this exciting in the past couple of years.
Man, this Captain Planet thing or this
Yeah,
eco-friendly Daniel Bryan is getting over. Like man, when you can get a damn milk cow over on national television, you're doing something right. I felt the Daisy the cow thing. That was I was with it.
right. Yeah,
You know,
no, it fits him perfectly. And then before he started mentioning that, I was like, I saw like little glimpses. I was like, is he gonna start talking about like eco-friendly stuff?
yeah,
And
yeah.
then it's like before I could even think of the stuff, he already did it. Like the whole title thing. I'm like, well, he's doing this environmental stuff. He's vegan, but he's carrying around a leather title. And then right when I was thinking that, he brings out the 100% hemp title. I
But
was like, oh yeah,
I think it speaks to how good he really is to where he can
right,
change his character like on the fly, basically. And since he started doing this, yeah, he's a heel, but goddamn, he's great, you know. And
yeah,
the greats can do that. They can change on the flip of a dime and still get over, and he's still doing it, you know. My thing is, do you think they take the? I don't think that he loses because they just gave him the hemp belt and
right.
everything. That's the thing that kind of really just makes me be like, but
It's what makes his
at the same
character go
time,
really.
I don't think I need to tell you who I want to win this damn thing.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Samoa is who
I don't think that's gonna happen. I would love for that to happen, but I don't think it's
why
gonna
do
happen.
you keep competing in title matches and not getting a fucking title? Well, this would be the perfect time because it's not necessary. It's chaos, and then they could set it up to where Samoa Joe wins, and then Daniel Bryan wants a rematch, and they start a program, and then they fight at Mania. I think
That
that would
would
be
be
a great fucking
good.
match.
That would be good. But I really feel like they're gonna try to incorporate AJ Styles some way.
AJ's getting stale, and it's not
He
his fault.
is.
It's not his fault.
He's just done all he could do.
Yeah, it's
It's
not his
another
fault.
one that's beat everybody and face everyone.
It's not his fault. But I'm really kind of, as much as I hate to say it, I'm pretty sure Daniel Bryan wins this thing. I don't know how, but the only thing I would ask you is, what did you think about Kofi Kingston and him being in the match and his gauntlet Tuesday night?
Well, I really didn't expect him to be in the gauntlet, but I was like, "Whoa, that's actually refreshing. It's something refreshing."
It's different.
Because in my opinion, the New Day, those three dudes can be top guys because they all have the skills. And so I like what they do, especially Xavier Woods. That dude there, he is great on the mic. He's good in the ring. Big E. This month for a dude his size and to be that muscular, very agile and stuff. And man, I just like what they have. And then Kofi Kingston, the veteran dude, been in it for 11 years. You remember he had that whole thing with Randy Orton, but he botched
Yeah,
the move, and then that pretty much killed that
yeah.
push for him. And I think it's great to see Kofi. getting to look like that. And that gauntlet match it definitely did a lot of good for him.
Man, I seen so many tweets about him being a Hall of Famer and being a legend, and I think it gets lost on people how good he really was before the New Day. It wasn't just the New Day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I may catch some flack from a lot of people, maybe even you for saying this. I felt like this spot should have went to like Andrade.
You know what? I don't have a problem with it going to Andrade. I feel like he deserves
That would have
something.
been his finally. That would have been his chance to get into a championship picture, or whatever. I felt like that spot could have been utilized there. There's a guy.
Yeah.
There's something to be had there with him.
Yeah, they're just sticking him with Rey Mysterio right now.
I don't have a problem with that. They putting on pay-per-view matches on TV.
They are. They really are. But it'll be better if like a title was involved or something.
Oh
I
no,
mean,
definitely.
they're running a good program though. They're running a damn good program.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know where the end of that leads or if that leads him into something else. But you know how sometimes certain stars are put with certain because they need to
Yeah.
get them over, and then once they've done with them, they can finally prepare. Mankind did it with several people. Mick Foley was probably better at it than anybody, and I think that's kind of what Mysterio's doing for Andrade. But I felt like that spot could have went to him, or whatever. I felt like that. I mean, I don't know. I'm just I don't have a problem with it, but now people want Kofi Kingston to win. I seriously doubt that happens.
I think
But
he just does some hot spots
oh yeah,
in the
definitely.
elimination chamber, and then that's pretty much it. He does some amazing things, but I don't think they put it on him. It wouldn't make sense for them to, because like I was saying a couple minutes ago, Daniel Bryan's character works well with that belt, with him being champion. It works. I mean, it could work without him having the belt, but right now it's just still too fresh. It's
Yeah,
still too
definitely.
fresh.
It's too fresh. I, so you saying Daniel Bryan?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Samoa Joe. I'm being stupid, but I don't care. Until Joe actually gets some credit, that's who I'm going with. So
I gotta say this. I don't have a problem with anybody in that match winning the title. I really don't.
no, well, yeah, that's pretty. Although I ain't gonna lie, I don't want to see it on Randy Orton no more. But I mean, yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
That was
I
cool how
don't
he
have a problem.
came with that RKO out of nowhere on AJ.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. Yeah, but here's the bigger question: where do they go from here after this, as far as the WWE Championship is concerned? If Daniel Bryan wins it, who do you put him with? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think it should be with anybody that was in this match here. I think they need to do something different.
Ah man, I don't know because it's like Daniel Bryan's a heel, so you can't put Samoa Joe because that's two heels working against each other. It's just like who do you have? That's why I think they're gonna go back to AJ. We're like, oh well, we're just gonna
Joe,
put a special stipulation.
man,
Hmm?
is Joe really a heel? That's how you see him?
Yeah, that's the way they're using them. They're using them as a heel. With him bringing up Jeff Hardy's past drug abuse and stuff like that.
I think that's just Joe being Joe on the mic, but I get where you're coming from.
They want to push him as a heel, but at the same time, man, like he'll work as a babyface. Samoa Joe's the kind of guy that'll work
Either
whatever
way,
you get him.
yeah,
Yeah, either way.
yeah,
Like dude can adjust. Fuck that. Give him a face role.
yeah.
He's got the crowd. He's a crowd favorite. Like this dude is supposed to be hated, but every time he comes out, people
Music
are
come on.
chanting his name.
Yeah, I don't hate him at all. I really don't. I think it's past time. They need to do something with him. Like they really need to do something with him. But again, if Daniel Bryan wins this, I don't want to see anybody else that was in that match against him at WrestleMania. I think you need to find somebody different. But then who do you use after this? Do you finally say, okay, Andrade, you're up? Do you find somebody else? I know there's been talk of Kevin Owens coming back, but I'm pretty sure you go with the Raw, right?
That's what I've been hearing. He's supposed to come back as a face. Kevin Owens is. He's supposed to be a top baby face when he comes back. Sami Zayn's also supposed to come back. I don't know if they switched them like show wise. Like they might put Kevin Owens uh on Raw and put Sami Zayn on SmackDown. I don't know, but either way, those dudes are top guys that we see what they can do. We know what they can do. And they know how to control the crowd too. That's another great thing. And I've definitely
Oh,
missed them
definitely.
since they've been gone.
Yeah,
I've definitely missed their presence.
I just don't know. It's like it's almost like they don't have a plan for SmackDown after
I
certain
think that's
spots.
on purpose, man.
I
It seems
know,
like that's on purpose.
and I'm finna get to the last thing we're gonna talk about as we closing the
Yeah,
show.
it's
When
gonna
I say,
coincide with that.
where the hell is Oscar? She's not even on the card. She
Yeah.
hasn't been seen on TV in forever. I think the last time we saw Oscar was what, Rumble? Is that right?
Yep. It was Rumble. Haven't seen him since Rumble.
So if Ronda Rousey's wrestling, it's like every title is being utilized in this pay per view, except minus the U.S. title, except for her. You haven't seen her on TV, so I mean, what's going on, man? Like, I mean, do they even have any WrestleMania plans for her? Because personally, and this is the only thing I would say, I wanted to see her in Charlotte. I felt like it was good to separate Becky and Charlotte finally, and then Charlotte could go against Asuka again in WrestleMania, and you call it a day. But what are they gonna do with her? Like, so what happens now? Do you have something for her? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if she ain't in WrestleMania, some somebody's doing something wrong.
Yeah. No, no, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
I can't see them not putting her in there, but right now you left her off of Elimination Chamber.
So disrespectful.
I mean, who can work with her, or whatnot at this point? Me personally, I'd like to see her and Kairi Sane. I don't know if they will do a call up this late in the game and stuff before the shakeup and
Right.
bring somebody from NXT. But Kairi Sane is somebody I like to see. Mandy Rose or Sonya Deville, if they're not the tag champs, I think one of them could be a good matchup for her.
They got to do Sonya Deville right though, man. Dude, they got to really shine the light on her striking ability. If they
yeah,
want her to get over, they
yeah.
got to shine the light on her striking ability because she's great at it, man. She's definitely great at that. I don't feel like they have a strict direction of what they want to do with SmackDown because they so busy trying to get Raw over.
Is this diminishing the SmackDown Women's title?
It
And more
is.
importantly, is it diminishing Asuka? Like, she's not even on TV, and she's the damn champion.
Yeah. Yeah, no, no. That's really what's going on with them. It's like it is diminishing the SmackDown brand, and I feel like it's on purpose. I
I
really feel like it's on
I,
purpose.
I feel like they wouldn't have done this to anybody else. If Becky had it, wouldn't have done it. If Charlotte had it, wouldn't have done it. If Naomi had it, wouldn't have done it. Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, wouldn't have done it. I just feel like they wouldn't have done this. But again, this is just another instance of what pisses me off with them with her. She gets the short end of everything. So I think they gave her the belt in the first place because she probably was pissed off about the fact she's never had it and the way they were using her character. So she wanted to leave. So they gave it to her and said, "Okay, we gave it to you." Then they gave her a pay per view match against somebody huge, and she got over in the triple threat against Charlotte and Becky. Then she beat Becky at Rumble. Okay, we gave you your 10 seconds of fame. All right, sit down and be quiet. That, that you cannot not have WrestleMania plans for the SmackDown Women's Champion.
Yeah. Then what? Why does her road to WrestleMania stop at the at the Royal Rumble?
That's
So
crazy.
she's just gonna chill and take a break. That it makes completely no sense.
Yeah, no, if I'm her and they leave me off of WrestleMania, I'll say, hey, give me somebody to drop it to. I'm gone after that. I can go somewhere else and do better. Because they clearly don't have a plan here. And if they do, you're going to have to do something in enough time that it makes sense. And I'm going to tell you what else will piss me off. If they take the belt off of her at fucking Fastlane.
Oh my God, I would be completely highly pissed. But who the fuck can take it off of her?
Yeah, they don't have anybody because the two people that could have took it off of her are on Raw, technically speaking.
And I feel like it's gonna be even more of a sabotage because we already know what the main event is gonna be at WrestleMania. It's gonna
Right.
be the Raw Women's title. So the SmackDown Women's Championship match isn't gonna get
Irrelevant.
any attention. It's gonna be very irrelevant. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be irrelevant. So they don't even care. They just like, okay, they're gonna be like, okay, well, we'll just have Oscar show up, face somebody, and that's it. It's gonna be a normal match. Give them like a 20-minute time limit. See what they do. Because
Maybe 10 to be honest with you. I don't see because I'm not gonna lie, that match between her and Becky wasn't really that long. It was good though. It was very
right,
good, but it wasn't ultra long. I'm disappointed in them for this. I just again my hope here is if Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose don't win the women's tag titles, Sonya gets a chance because she should get one. Hell, Mandy should get a chance too. But if you got to pick one of them right now, I'm kind of leaning towards Sonya Deville. Or they should do a surprise call up and call up Kairi Sane. I think she would be good. Shayna Baszler would have been a person I would love to see her wrestle. I don't know how they do that with getting a title off of her to wrestle Oscar at WrestleMania.
right.
That was a match I would have wanted to see. Hell, I mean, it's some matches out there to be had. Even if they pull somebody off of NXT or NXT UK to give them a rub from wrestling Oscar and just said, okay, hey, you're not gonna go over, but we need an opponent. We want
Right.
somebody fresh. They got plenty of people that would be Rhea Ripley. I would love to see her get it. Even if it's just to get the exposure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm to not have seen you've almost not seen her on TV for a month. Is there an
It's
injury
been
we
damn
don't
near a
know
full
about?
month. I
You
haven't
know,
heard anything about an injury, but I
right?
know that they were full of shit when they were airing those vignettes and stuff,
Yeah,
just bigging her up. It was
that's
just
crazy.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. It's very ridiculous. I mean, only time will tell. Luckily, we still got some time till Mania, but the fact that she's not even on the damn
It's
card, yeah,
disrespectful.
that's
Man.
disrespect. Yeah, definitely.
But they
But
probably is like, okay, well, we're gonna just take this off, fast lane. We'll pick it back up. You can't do that. It's got to be
yeah, no,
a
hell no.
constant trajectory. God damn it. I'm pissed.
Yeah,
I was so pissed. I was like, I know Oscar's gonna be on this week's SmackDown, and then
and
she wasn't. I was like, what the hell?
yeah, she wasn't. It's crazy.
That's
So,
just uh,
well, man, hell, let's wrap this up. That's pretty much Chamber. Obviously, we'll be live tweeting this thing while it's going on. And then, of course, we'll have some stuff to talk about next week when we do the show. But in the meantime, folks, for those of you who do not know, we're very excited. Like we said before, we're
yeah.
on iTunes now. We're also on Google Podcasts and Spotify,
Yep.
as well as YouTube. So you got plenty of platforms to check us out. We're also on Twitter and Instagram. I mean, we
We're
tweet.
branching out.
Yeah.
You might see us on Twitch in the near future because both of us have WWE 2K19. And,
Yes, we do.
no telling what can come of that. I am building my character. I call myself the Reverse King because I will reverse the shit out of anybody on any day. You know, I know my way around the reverse buttons. But the CAW community is actually a big community. I follow a lot of them on Instagram. Those guys, like, they run a real promotion, and they really book matches. They really book shows. It's
I want to
actually
get
very
involved.
interesting.
Yeah, I really want to get involved in that. I know
Yeah.
we've talked about that. That's something we're gonna kind of look into. So yeah, Twitch is definitely in our plans. Probably maybe later on down the road this year than now. But I mean, our main goal was to get on iTunes and Google and Spotify, and we're on YouTube. So we kind of got this thing rolling. I mean,
Yeah.
we picking up speed, so we appreciate all the support. I mean, we're getting so much support from a lot of different people. It's so many folks I can't even call names right now. I mean, you know who you are. We talk to you all the time. We talk about you all the time. So many people. I mean, the subscribers that we have, thank you. We love you. We couldn't do this without you. You know, again, we will be bringing you guys more shows. We're supposed to be doing a WrestleMania episode here.
WrestleMania 14.
Yeah, we're gonna do a WrestleMania 14, and then we're talking about doing maybe one every week or every other week. Coming up to the actual WrestleMania 35, we'll just pick one and kind of dissect it, and kind of just give you a throwback. I know I learned a lot that I didn't know and that makes sense now, and that I forgot watching 14. I'm excited to do that episode pretty
Yeah, I
soon.
forgot a lot of stuff too.
Yeah. And because we've been going back watching them, I've been going back on YouTube like, hey, let me see if I can find out what happened during that year, what picked up after. I know I'm watching old stuff on yesterday, with Stone Cold Steve Austin and Vince McMahon. And we talked about the press conference this morning that happened between Shawn Michaels, Mike Tyson, and Stone Cold. So we'll be talking about a lot of that kind of stuff. And we're also going to do some episodes on certain topics, women's wrestling and stuff like this. So you'll be getting plenty from us. I mean, in the very near future. And as always, it'll be unfiltered and unedited and straight from the hip, like we only know how to do.
Damn
So
right.
until next time, folks, we will see you later. And this has been the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. Thanks. Have a
We
nice
out.